I have no idea. I don't even think he streamed today. Probably working on real life stuff. I'll be honest, it's kind of refreshing sometimes to take a break. I can totally understand why anyone would want it. Yeah, that's cool that him and his family are close. It's kind of lame. My sister and I aren't like that more. Like, she doesn't live too far. We only see each other on holidays most of the time. I don't know why, but the animation in this reminds me of the Beatles' Yellow Submarine cartoon, which I was kind of like memorized by as watching it as a kid when it came on PBS. So for some reason, this game hits those same vibes, even though like the style's probably a lot different. I mean, to be fair, it's probably healthier to be that way. Like I said, just a couple of days felt refreshing, so I get it. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Let me see what the rest of what you wrote. I appreciate it either way. I hope you're doing well. I know. Now you're just stuck in here with me. Whatever Warshak says. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Glad you're doing well. Hey, Ben. GB was just asking about you. Yeah, it's a beautiful game. I literally knew nothing about it. I just saw like a little trailer and the cover, and I was like, I need to get this game. So when Limited Run eventually had it on disc, I picked it up. There's some games where I just fall in love with the art style. The game doesn't even necessarily have to be good. Although this game seems to be pretty cool, like platform wise. And I really like the music to it. I think this was originally like a Switch exclusive, but thankfully it came on other platforms. I might have the Switch version. I might have not have been able to wait for the PS4 version. And then this had like a free PS5 upgrade, so I'm guessing this is running at native 4K, so it looks a little bit sharper. Oh, awesome. I think that game would be fun to stream, even if it's like a trial and error type of thing. And just the whole premise of the person getting crushed by blocks or falling to their death is kind of amusing. Kind of in the same way Catherine is a little bit. In a weird way, Intelligent Cube kind of reminds me of Catherine. Sometimes I forget I'm playing the game because it still looks like a little cutscene. Get a super strict chat bot just for that stream alone. Having it be an event. Have that as one of the selling points. Words such as darn it will not be accepted today. Yeah, it kind of gives you a little bit of anxiety. If you have digital games, apparently after 30 days, you have to sign back in online to renew the license, which I guess reinforces me getting physical discs. Because a disc will actually act like your license. So it's not an issue with physical games, only digital ones. They shouldn't be doing it at all, but I was kind of relieved to hear at least that part. Music is kind of Castlevania-y. I don't know if that's a real word, but there you go. I just used it. Yeah, they recently updated it, but only with digital games. Yeah, it's like, what do you do if you live somewhere that doesn't have great internet? Although I imagine you'd be buying physical games. But still, it's kind of messed up how they just kind of snuck it in to one of like those license agreements when they update your firmware. That's essentially how they got through with it. And then their whole campaign against Microsoft when the Xbox One came out, now it kind of seems a little hypocritical. Yeah. Even if it's like requires an online connection, I think I might just be getting like physical only now because of that alone. 'Cause at least if I have it on my hard drive, it'll still work. Assuming like it's a single player game. Let me get my little orb. The mighty duster. Oh no, I'm in a giant tick. Thank you, gigantic tick-like creature. You have been helpful in my journey. I will remember you. They take up space, but at least you have some ownership over it. Assuming like the game's complete or you have it on your hard drive. Obviously you can't like keep like online only games forever that like are basically multiplayer games, require the server like Flight Sim. But on average, most games you should be able to preserve. And at least the disc works as the license versus having to check in with the server. Yeah, it still sucks they did that though. That was super consumer unfriendly. Especially with them like recently raising the prices. I'm like, are they trying to shoot themselves in the foot? Unless they were forced to do it or something, but I can't see that. I wonder if enough people will get together and complain, they'll like change the policy. They have done that when they tried to close the PlayStation 3 store. Enough people complained where they kept it open. Yeah, some games I don't care about. Some games I want to keep forever. And that's something I really didn't realize until like they came out with the video game stores and I was starting to trade in games when I didn't have the money, and then over time I started missing all those old games. And then I remember trying to buy them and they became super expensive and stuff like that. So that's when I started really collecting. Also, having games removed from the store was like a wake-up call. I think I noticed at first with streaming though, and I kind of put two and two together, knowing that games would be next. Because there used to be like comfort things on Netflix I would watch, and I remember just looking for it on days like I wanted to watch the shows, and they'd mysteriously be gone. And I'm like, this is a sign to the digital times. And that's when I started collecting movies as well. Like I had a few here and there, but that's when I was like only trying to get like physical. And I still buy digital games like on sale, but if it's something I really like, even digital, like I'll always try to look for a physical version. Even some of the limited run games like are fairly affordable if you look hard enough. Some of them aren't worth a lot of money, because it really depends on the demand more than the scarcity. Yeah, luckily I picked up the physical version of both games. Walmart had a sale on it and I snatched it. I'm drinking my coffee right now, that's why she's not moving. That was a really good game. I can't wait till the Control sequel comes out, which is related in the Alan Wake universe. And then I guess they'll be working on 3, but I think they're going to release the Max Payne remakes, which I think would be good. Those might be games you will like, GB. Yeah, I think you would enjoy those games. I think if you like the first game, it's just more of that with more puzzles. But nothing like chat or whatever couldn't help him out with. If he ever got stuck. Not that I think he would. Well, the first one does it ×5, but they're not like traditional type of puzzles. They're more like surreal abstract puzzles. There's not a lot of other games that have those kind of puzzles. Yeah, imagine it would be fun to watch even if you don't play the game. Especially with this TV show like format. I'm curious what they're going to do with the Max Payne remakes. I'm sure they'll use all the tech from Alan Wake. The old games are like straightforward shooters with no puzzles. Like with a noir story, that's why I said if the remakes are good, they might be games you enjoy. Just like shootouts in the subway against the mafia. Yeah. But you might like a Max Payne when they make the remakes come out. Yeah, I would never try to convince you to play Alan Wake 2, knowing the kind of games that you enjoy. Even when you were like getting enthusiastic about it, I was kind of politely being like, I don't know. Seems to have a lot of puzzles. Sounds good. Like I was telling GB, I haven't streamed for 2 days. I've kind of showed up in other people's streams and like played on my own time. And even though I like everyone's company when I do stream, it was kind of nice to take small breaks sometimes. So I totally get it. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Sometimes you'll play a game you streamed, and you play it off game, and it feels like you're experiencing it for the first time because you're kind of like on autopilot talking with chat. At least that's how it is for me. Yeah. I have some videos I need to edit, I need to put out there. Probably for more like the days I don't feel like streaming. Although I feel like videos are their own thing. As far as like vibe goes. Alright. Is there anything I can land on? Okay. So funny. I have all this footage recorded, and then I get enthusiastic about recording like other games. I haven't even made the other videos yet. I only have so much hard drive space. It's just sometimes like adding the commentary, that's like the hardest part. I love editing, I love capturing the footage, but man, sometimes the commentary, I just don't feel up to it. Especially if it's a hard day and you gotta pretend to be enthusiastic. and it's been like several days since you recorded, so you got to kind of remember where you were. Yeah, maybe your most some not most like, but some of my best gameplay sessions have been offline as well. It's basically two different experiences. Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. on the NES is really fun. I actually really like Donkey Kong Jr. I remember when the GBA had those cards you scanned. I think Donkey Kong Jr. was one of the games you could download. You probably had to swipe like 10 cards to get it though. Yeah, also, I don't know. I just feel like I can take my time more on things, but streaming has its benefits, but streaming to me is more like hanging out. The game's just kind of like in the background. Yeah. For a while, the NES was pretty much the closest thing to like arcade games, at least from those generations. I mean, before that, would you have like ColecoVision? I think that was probably the most advanced graphics. Atari 7800 as far as consoles go. Like the Atari Donkey Kong games look abysmal. One of my first like viewers that was actively engaging, every once in a while he might come out with a video of like 65 gamer guy or whatever, and all he did was ColecoVision stuff. I had no idea there was so much ColecoVision things. There's like a lot of homebrew stuff that gets made for it too though. Do you ever see like the ColecoVision like Pro controller, whatever it is? It's crazy looking. It looks like a phaser from like a bad sci-fi movie. And it has like a joystick on top of it. It looks like something like the killer clowns from outer space would use to turn people into cotton candy. Yeah, it looked like it did everything. It was like made for like more platforming games. But at the time, I think that was like the best graphics you could get at home. That wasn't like a computer or whatever. Yeah, better than that in television too, if I recall. I know their Donkey Kong port on ColecoVision looked a lot better than the NES one. Not NES, the Atari 2600. The NES one looked like the arcade game, but it was like missing some levels. It's like one of those random consoles that came out after the Atari. It's lesser known, but it's probably like the most powerful home console before the NES. Maybe some would argue about like the later versions of the Atari consoles, but I think ColecoVision looked the best before the NES. Yeah. Was the Atari 5200 the one with the analog controller or joystick? I think they're worth money because they might be a little bit faulty over time. So if you have like a functional one, it might be valuable in that way. One of them had like a finicky controller on them. But I think they were like one of the first consoles to be backwards compatible. Then didn't ColecoVision, one of them had like that converter that let you play Atari 2600 games on it. I don't know how legal that would be today. It's a shame, like a lot of those Atari collections are missing a lot of the good games because Activision made a lot of the good games, but they're not on the Atari collections. They make their own collections. Yeah, play some Aliens versus Predator and Tempest 2000. Like the only two good games I think that are on the console. Their version of Doom, I think, was halfway decent, but it didn't have music, which is kind of Doom's identity. That'd probably get some obscure people. Get that new Neo Geo console that's coming out. I think the cartridges are $100, which sounds expensive, but that's way cheaper than they used to cost if you take inflation to an account. Because like the games cost more than the console back in the day. And I think $100 now is like $50 then. So I guess that's reasonable. Yeah, a lot of that stuff's worth the money. Especially if you ever collected for like the Neo Geo. Not the console, but some of the games are outrageous. And then depending on the games you have for those retro consoles, some are worth money. Atari 2600 stuff seems to forever be cheap. I guess because they made so much of it. Often, like even at retro places, you see them trying to give away the Atari stuff. Or at least Atari 2600 stuff. Wish I had the Vectrex, but I'd be scared to use one with that buzzing sound. Yeah, the Amiga was a big deal. Only saw like one game played on it. I think it was Summer Games. Yeah, I remember Packer Bell. My neighbor had one. One of the first times I saw Doom proper. That was like a popular computer to get back in the 90s before Dell. Everyone had Packer Bell. I did not intentionally mean to make that rhyme. Just kind of happened. Yeah, it seemed pretty powerful, but like Commodore 64, it seemed more focused on gaming than like being like an everyday tool. It's crazy how active like those communities still are. Yeah. I remember I had a lot of the Commodore stuff cheap because I guess they went out of business and they were liquidating it. But hey, I was happy. I wasn't familiar with the library, so I was discovering new stuff all the time. Yeah. They come in a different shell. Most of the components are still like bought from the same places. Yeah. E-machines. We had an E-machine. That was one of the computers we had. I'm trying to remember what we had first. Yeah. It often depended on like what motherboards they were using, what type of RAM, hard drive. Sometimes a video card, but after a while, like some of the stuff you couldn't go but so off brand, especially with the CPUs. Looks exactly like it. This is another one of his crazy hallucinations. Yeah, you just kind of had to know at least some basic stuff of what you're looking for. Just a little research here and there. You don't have to be like an expert. Yeah, even though they're often used in movies and stuff. I love in movies whenever they play modern console games, they always like sound like Atari sound effects. That and on sitcoms as well. They'll be like playing like a PS5 and it'll be like pew 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 pew. My dog just looked up at me like I was nuts. It's because I am. Yeah. I don't know what's going to be quality now because I'm sure companies are probably going to have to cut back on certain things to keep prices down because anyone who makes electronics right now is suffering. Good old IBM. I used to have an uncle that worked for IBM. Paid well. He used to travel the world on that money. This was like in the 70s and 80s. You have like all these pictures of his travels. Yeah. Apparently that was the job to have. Alright, what is stopping this mechanism from going down? Yeah. Even today, like a lot of the storage places still run on older technology. A lot of it's IBM. Like all the data centers that like hold all our information, like it's surprisingly stored on like older things. Still like analog media, like using magnetic tape and stuff. Like formats you probably never even heard of or seen before. Yeah, it's well known now. Like I said, you often see it. That's like usually what people have in movies and shows and stuff. Yeah, not a game you want to play if you're sleepy because it's really relaxing. Chris isn't a game, it's a mood. The music is preventing me from getting frustrated. Yeah, it sounds fancy. Good marketing. Yeah, it does. I was thinking about that, especially with like how her dress glides too. It reminds me of Journey. That was another good one. Maybe I have to hit it from all the way up there. I don't understand this world's physics. I would love to see a making of this game. I'm actually using the physical disc. Just high enough. Oh shit. It wasn't. Wonder how common the disc is of this game. People usually don't buy discs of smaller games like this. Yeah, I've never heard many complaints of people who had them. Is there a way to even get higher than this? Or is this enough? Okay, good. Activated the evil Ferris wheel. I figured this was a game that would hopefully translate well to YouTube, since everything's kind of static and doesn't move much. But there's a lot of filtering going on over the screen. Like they put like little scratches and specks on it to make it look almost like an old film. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm curious, like, what the interest in consoles are going to be like when my nieces become like my age, because I don't think they care about stuff like that. They'll have like 2 or 3 games that they like to play on one thing, but they don't really care what they play it on. Like, I couldn't see them having like a Sega Genesis is better than Super Nintendo argument, or whatever the contemporary console, if there is one that exists during that time. Yeah, I think it'll look a lot different. I honestly think it'll eventually just be an app that you stream on your TV. Maybe you'll just go and buy a controller or something. PC will probably be around for a while because it has different applications than just gaming. And I think that'll be more of a hobbyist thing. But yeah, I think the console market will be like almost like a Netflix market in the future, as much as I hate to admit it. Yeah, that would be nice. I do think there's an interest in physical media again as things are starting to go digital. But I'm curious, like, what form it will take if they bring it back. I think little cartridges or little USB thumb drives for physical media would be cool. Yeah, they're already kind of doing it. What's crazy, it's not just going to be like Sony, like Microsoft and Nintendo, they'll have streaming services. It'll be like Ubisoft, EA, it'll be split up even more. It'll start with like a Netflix thing where you'll just have a hub of games from all different publishers, but eventually those publishers will want their own streaming service, and it's just going to get overwhelming. It's like it did the movie ones. That's that's what I see. Hopefully I'm wrong. I wouldn't mind being wrong in this scenario. But I mean, EA and Ubisoft already have their own service. Oh, that's lame. I always feel like the CDs are usually mastered better, at least. They always sound better in my car, in my opinion. Maybe it's a placebo effect. But yeah, that's rough. But digital music has come a long way. But yeah, there's nothing like using your own CD collection. Even if I have to like copy them or upload them into like my iPhone, I usually rip from my CDs. I'll listen to digital music on Spotify, but if I buy music, it's usually physical. Mostly vinyl now. CDs are actually becoming harder to find than vinyl. What a world we live in. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. And I'm pretty sure the cat is laying on my phone. Why do they love laying on our devices so much? Nope, it was the dog. The cat was beside me, so I assumed it was her. Yeah, it's not that common. That's why I usually have to rip stuff now. But I do feel like the CDs often sound better than the music files, but you can get higher bit rates. Your iPhone should sync it up though. Like if you can rip the music or whatever and download it to your phone, it'll be on the hard drive, or you don't need to use any of the online stuff. But it's a pain in the ass if you have CDs to do it on the PC. But once you're done, you're done. But now having a PC with the optical drive is kind of rare. You usually have to get one of those externally. Yeah, that's one good thing about having like a open platform like that. I think that's sometimes why it doesn't last as long because it's more susceptible to things. But yeah, there definitely are pros. Are like with playing different games and stuff like that. Wonder if I'm just supposed to jump down. I don't think you can die in this game, so. Alright, I did the right thing. This is like the first time I had anesthesia. I remember I was a kid, I had eye surgery and they gave me gas. I guess they didn't give me enough anesthesia and I was starting to trip. Where like I felt like I was standing, but I was seeing like the doctor's gigantic heads over me. It was terrifying. I was scared to get surgery for a while after that as a kid. Yeah, some of the channels are good. I actually like Spotify because it makes like custom playlists based on what you like. It tries to introduce you to music based on your preferences, and they're pretty accurate after a while. I usually listen to it when I play Flight Sim. Usually in the car, I've ripped most of my CDs on my iPhone, so I just listen to like whatever my mix is, have it on shuffle. Yeah, it sucks. People don't buy CDs anymore. It's crazy. Like the vinyl records usually come with a digital code. Yeah, I totally get that. Especially when you're driving, you don't want like a bunch of wires getting snagged on everything. Oh, the sounds of nature. Yeah, especially if you like the B sides and more obscure songs. That's probably the way to go. B sides. That's becoming like an unknown phrase, like the other side of the record or tape. What's that? Although, like I was saying, vinyl's pretty popular, so maybe not. I used to like the stand-up comedy channel on XM. I don't know how it is now, but I remember when my mom had XM and I borrowed her car. I used to enjoy listening to that. 'Cause I had a fairly long drive to work. Be curious how his show is now. I heard the tone's a little bit different, like he got Disney-fied. Not that I was ever a regular listener. I just remember as a kid, like he had like that show on E where it was like them basically recording a show, almost like how they record a lot, like a podcast today on YouTube, where they have like the live version, the version you listen to. Hell yeah, surround sound. It'd be like the cats are in the car with you. You can hear those button presses like echo in the cabin. It'll be so immersive. You'll just type lurking before you start the car. What is this strange box-like creature? What are these trees made out of Play-Doh? Nice. It'll be like one of those antique vehicle signs, but with a new car. It makes me sad that the cars from my childhood, all like if they're still running, they're like considered antiques. But oh, my mom used to have that car, antique. Oh, that's nice. I don't know what it's like here. I never really looked into anything like that. You do anything special? Yeah. He wanted to actually make it look like it left the factory, not the dealership. Yeah, it's exciting. New cars are always exciting. Hell, new used cars are always exciting, let alone new one. Wonder if I have to bounce on this and knock the apples down. All right, using some abstract logic here, and it seems to be working. Gonna grow into a big block. One can only hope. For a while, anyway. All right, this is gonna grow now. Or did I miss the apple? It's gonna explode or something. Yeah, it'd be cool if if you didn't get the dealership stickers, but you got like stickers of like all the different places your car visited before it came to you. Can you legally drive cars that like have the steering wheel on the other side? I imagine you must be able to. I'm sure some people own imports that are like that. I remember playing that GTA like game, The Getaway on PlayStation 2, and being used to Grand Theft Auto and forcing myself to drive on the left side of the road. Kind of threw me off for a bit. That was an old roundabout. We have them here downtown, but our downtown's kind of old. Yeah. Every time I go on one, I think of that movie. It kind of made me nervous the first time I encountered one because I was worried about getting stuck like Clark. Wait, he can stone too. That's cute. Yeah, same here. You should. They'll just be happy that someone's a fan of European Vacation. I I still don't understand that movie gets the amount of dislike it does. It's my second favorite one. Like I like the first one the best, but European second, and then Christmas third, and then I guess Vegas is fourth. Sounds like some Doogie Howser music when he's typing on his computer. Can't the little guy climb up here? Yeah. There's very few part twos that are better. Harold Ramis directed the first one too. Second one had a lot of good scenes in it. I remember when they went to who they thought their relatives were, and they were like fixing all that dinner, and they weren't even related. Yeah, they're about equal, but I think the first one just edges it. Maybe because it is the first one, and it did it first. I love Christmas Vacation, but European Vacation is the only one I think that really keeps the vibe of the first film. I guess because it's the closest to it as far as time wise goes when it was released. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, they had the kid from Night of the Creeps in it. Yeah. I think the one that played Audrey, I think that's her name. I just saw you posting. Let me double check. I think the one in European Vacation actually passed away. And then they had the more popular actors that went on to other things. Like they have like the kid from the Big Bang Theory. Well, I guess he's an adult now. And Juliette Lewis from Natural Born Killers. Sure, she's on other things. Yeah. I think she's in Gilbert Grape too. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's in a lot of things. Just can't think of anything offhand. I'm sure her internet movie database page is fairly large. I never watched it. I remember renting it from my dad. He had like leg surgery, and I used to like stop at Blockbuster and pick up stuff. I'm sure I'll catch it eventually, especially if it has Robert Downey Jr. in it. He's pretty much good in everything. And I'm not saying that because of the Marvel movies, because I was like a fan of his before he ever played Iron Man. Matter of fact, that's what made me even check out those films, because I'd never read the comics growing up. I need one of those little creatures. Remember, he was in that movie Chaplin. He did a crazy good job with all the physical comedy and everything. But he always used to play like the antagonists in like 80s movies, like Back to School and Weird Science. What the heck was that drug movie he was in? That's really good. I think it's like it's Less Than Zero is the name of the movie. Yeah, I didn't know if those apples will fall, but I don't think they are apples because they're not wiggling. Yeah, he was usually like a side character. Like I said, like sometimes like the bully or something. Wasn't his dad like a famous director? So I think he was like in the business for a while. Oh, don't do it. Yeah, turn his life around though, unlike a lot of people. Especially when you hear like how bad off he was. Yeah, I know. It's crazy turnaround. Like, I mean, they like find him in someone else's house, like passed out. Can you imagine waking up and finding like a famous actor in your house? I bet it would make a good game, like the Dark Picture anthology games. Same with Tales of the Crypt. Yeah, or maybe vice versa, because I think the Mel Gibson stuff, or maybe he helped Mel Gibson out after he got in trouble. I don't know. I know they both helped each other through stuff. But yeah, it turned his life around. Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, I think the episodic content would actually work really well with that game. And where I gotta take this orb. That looks orb-like. I think that would be fun for people that grew up for the series too. Those games aren't overly demanding; they're more choice-based. I would play them. I still have those Dark Picture anthology games. I usually play them on my own time because they're kind of just like watching movies with multiple choice. Yeah, that would be good. Like those movie-like games where every once in a while you pick what the character does or have direct control over them, like Until Dawn. I'd be down. Man, I got a little bit hesitant. Now I gotta do it again. Yeah, they could probably do a game every year, like the Dark Picture game. Would you rather Tales of the Crypt or Twilight Zone? If they're like you could have one or the other. You know those kids won't settle for that, but they definitely should have a black and white filter. Maybe have a 80s filter for the remake series that came out around the time of the movies. That was the spiritual successor, Night Gallery. I'm surprised they haven't done it, but I imagine they might be strict with that license. They should do it with that or Tales of the Crypt. Both of those types of games I feel like would be good for episodic type content like that. It sounds like music that would be in a commercial about insurance and making sure you secure your family's future. Yeah, Creepshow would be a good series too. Any anthology series I'd be down with. I was kind of hoping like that kind of theme with the Dark Picture anthology series would carry on and like in the mainstream stuff versus like these multiplayer horror franchise games where they're like asymmetrical where one person plays as the bad guy and then the four people play as victims. I think the other types of games would work better for some of these franchises. Curious how this Hellraiser game turns out. I hope it's going to be good. I think I'll like it regardless because it's Hellraiser, but I hope the actual game will be good. Yeah, I think Tales of the Crypt would probably be more accessible, especially with all the violence and stuff. But I don't know, like Twilight Zone has its place in pop culture, but the stories would have to be really good with Twilight Zone because they couldn't rely on like gore and spectacle. Do that kid who like can imagine whatever he sees with the peanut butter hamburgers. Yeah, that's why I said they'd have to be good stories for like newer audience to resonate with. But I think they could do it, but they'd have to pick the really, really good ones, which luckily there's plenty to choose from. Maybe make it look more modern and then have like optional features to make it look like an older show. I might pass on that one, GB. The Mary Tyler Moore show, on the other hand, sign me up. Have to get your car repaired by Gomer Pyle. Like objective. Let Otis out of the drunk tank. Well, golly. Yeah. Yeah, the spin-off Gomer Pyle USMC. It used to come on right before cartoons. I know it well. They'd always be like, and Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. I never saw Shazam, but I used to have a Viewmaster, and I had Shazam discs. So I got to experience Shazam in Viewmaster form. I don't know if that counts. Yeah, he's like oblivious that he signed up to the Marine Corps somehow. Hey Vera, what's up? I think there was like maybe it was Gomer Pyle, but like an episode of like Andy Griffith where he was getting ready to go to the Marines. I don't know. I just caught episodes here and there. My grandfather used to watch the stuff all the time, and like I said, it always come out on like during cartoons. Alright, I guess I need another orb that's hidden somewhere that I don't see. Yeah, I don't remember him seeing much. Jim Neighbors lived forever, though. I think he had like a singing career or something. What are these things? Mr. Roper and those leisure suits. They look like they'd be so uncomfortable to wear polyester like that. Shit doesn't breathe. Such a poignant moment. Touched my heart. Thank you, funnel people. Bye. You'll be missed. Whatever your name is. Yeah. If I remember correctly, I used to enjoy that as one of the older shows when I'd wait for cartoons as Gomer Pyle. They'd rotate between Gomer Pyle, Madlock, I think it would come on before. Before that, The Heat of the Night. I don't know if you remember those shows. But like you'd have but they'd rotate between Gomer Pyle, Andy Griffith Show, and Happy Days, and then cartoons would come on. The Disney afternoon usually would be DuckTales, Gummy Bears, or Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, which I think those are after your time, so this is probably irrelevant to you. But like, I just remember like right after those shows hearing the cartoon themes. It's good that he reminds you to keep hydrated, Ben. That's important. I think Benny Hill used to actually come on PBS. PBS was on HBO, but occasionally they got away with nudity. And the F-bomb, too. Just depended what it was and how it was presented. Like documentaries, they could pretty much cover everything. Alright, we've already visited. Not soon enough, Ben. I hope it's not disappointing. The last one I played had promise, but I want a proper one with some kind of story that like builds. I don't even care if it's like a 6-hour game like Pools. Just make it immersive. How do we get back up? Did you ever see Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? And they go into the Scooby van and like the Shaggy guy's like, the only mystery here is why we're taking orders from a dick in a neckerchief. Alright, hopefully we can walk through this. We can. I like the little specks and stuff they put, make it look old. Cuphead kind of did something similar, but more exaggerated with scratches. I have no idea how well it shows up on YouTube, though. I like how the controller vibrates with the sound. I wonder if these backgrounds are hand painted at all or just digital. I am holding X. Maybe not holding it at the proper time. Oh, okay. We can double jump. Must be tough having just like lines for legs and arms. The trials and tribulations of Grizz. I think these blocks might be sentient. Yeah, it really does. I saw they're releasing a physical version, otherwise I'd probably be playing it. I am excited to play it though when I eventually do. Yeah, I think it's the same developers. But I saw on Amazon they're coming out with a disc, but it'll just be, I think, in June or July. So a few months later. Now with all this PlayStation DRM stuff, I'm less anxious to get it digitally. I don't have as much as fear as missing out now. Got it. Okay, what do we do here? I think it would be a fun stream if he does decide to play it. I think it's such a silly concept. It'd be amusing to watch. I think Catherine would be fun too, but that game has some adult material in it. But it's kind of like a similar concept, like a puzzle game where you can potentially die. So close. No cigar. Although, cigar would be pretty awful. I like how we're just calling it cube. I think back in the day they just used to call it IQ. Now during cooler times we call it cube. It sounds cooler. Maybe if they sold it as Cube, it would have done better. Yeah. The sharp corners of the cube could be offensive. I already feel like I'm being punished by having to look at that Knuckles emoji. Reminds me of all that Sonic lore. That's what I originally thought. It just depends on what games you play and how much attention you give, I guess. Some people will be your best friend forever at hello. I've had some viewers kind of act like that. Maybe not to that extent, but I've had to be kind of like standoffish. It kind of made me uncomfortable. Like, you again. But I also have like an introverted personality. Although I don't seem to feel like my social energy gets drained as long as like the conversation is like engaging or entertaining in some way. But I get burned out easy if I'm like just straight up bored. I'm just humoring someone. Yeah, yeah. Have someone else be the law so you can be the good guy. Honestly, I haven't been to enough to understand the dynamics. Most of what I've known is just from chat in this stream. So it's really not fair for me to have an opinion about anything as far as that stuff goes. But it is fun to joke about. Yeah, I kind of sense it. Sometimes I like pick up on vibes if things aren't explicitly said. You really pay attention. It doesn't take like a rocket scientist or having like moon abilities or something, but yeah. Sometimes your intuition is pretty accurate if you pay attention to people. Who accounts? Well, the system seems to work. They seem to keep everything in order and have their following, so whatever they're doing, it's effective, it looks like. Now I'm just picturing that going on, like behind the scenes. Like just typing on the computer with somebody sitting on their shoulder. I swear, like that character in the Mortal Kombat, I think it's 10 and, yeah, 10 and 11, they have like that character that's big and they have like a little character over their shoulder. I swear they copied that from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome with Master Blaster. Plus, I think it's Warner Brothers, which owns Mad Max. I ought to put Mad Max in Mortal Kombat as a guest character. Yeah. It'd be cool if we got more Mad Max films. I still need to watch the Furiosa spin-off one. It's the same director, so I'm sure it'll be good. I heard it was good. Only thing, like, I didn't like that I saw in the trailers, it looks like they have a lot less practical effects with the cars and stuff. Looks like a lot more CGI. Which is kind of disappointing, because having the real cars and everything is what gives Mad Max its visceral feel. But maybe it's real cars enhanced with CGI, I don't know. I have to actually watch it. But I've liked the other one, so I don't know why I wouldn't like Furiosa. But it'd be cool if they actually had more Mad Max stories. The director's getting older. I hope that carries on after him. I used to work with this girl, Mad Max was her favorite series, and I was like, which one's your favorite? She's like, Beyond Thunderdome. And her next comment was, I love Tina Turner's dress. I was kind of a Road Warrior snob at the time, but now I kind of appreciate what she said. Hey Matt, this is Gris. I can't decide if I like the first one because it's so different, or Road Warrior best. They all have a different feeling. But I think Road Warrior edges it just because it has a post-apocalyptic vibe, where the first Mad Max is more like a serious, like, action film almost. I think things are just starting to get bad in the universe, but it's before it kind of has like its iconic look to it. I wonder if I'm supposed to float up here. Oh, I see. Yeah, the other ones don't have a feral kid with the metal boomerang that decapitates people. Thunderdome did have its own soundtrack. Hey Saint, what's up? Everybody's showing up now that I gotta walk the dog soon. I'll be back probably though. Oh no, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope they fix it. Yeah, they're rewatchable. I got like a Blu-ray tin, and then I bought like Fury Road and Furiosa after that. Because when I bought the tin, those movies didn't exist yet. I haven't seen Furiosa to have an opinion on it. I have it though. I had it for a while. I don't know why I haven't watched it. I guess it's because it's new. I'm always worried about it being crappy, but I guess if I bought it, I had enough faith that since it was George Miller, it'd be good. I'm sure it has the Mad Max vibe to it. Yeah, it's crazy what they're doing. Some of the stuff. Like there's this channel I was watching, a reaction channel, and they got in trouble and they did a petition and it was crazy. They showed like other people's videos, what they cut out of the movies because they got in trouble for having inappropriate scenes. And every other channel was guilty of like showing more. And when they finally saw it, they unbanned them. But if they didn't fight for it, they probably wouldn't have got their channel back, even if they were in the right. That's what sucks about it. It's all automated. So like a bunch of people had to sign a petition and everything. There we go. That was smart of them to do like a side-by-side though. It really showed like how YouTube like favors bigger channels. Kind of called them out on their BS. Yeah. Catgate 2025. Wonder if I stomp there, I can float again. Hey Steve, what's up? I bet to do that. No, I did it too soon. Nice. What are you gonna do to celebrate? Yeah, I think all of us smaller channels have been saying we need like a competitor to the way like YouTube used to be. Like all the alternatives have their own little gimmick and none of them are appealing to me. Pretty soon we'll be telling people that we actually know you, GB, and you'll be like, I don't know those fools. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. Wow. That's like 20 minutes of savings. For as much as she asked for him. For an extra 20, I'll pull another card. Well, this is a shitty card. Them's the breaks. Extra 20, I'll pull a better. Lady, all I wanted you to do was play the fucking range on. For extra 20, I'll play the range on. Get out of here. Oh my gosh, remember when they had that $10 grande meal? Yeah, Taco Bell used to be the cheapest place you could go to. I don't know what happened now. Alright. Maybe I gotta break these things. I don't know. I kind of like that artificial food taste Taco Bell has. I don't know how it's classified, but I like it. Yeah, those Doritos shells are pretty ingenious. Such a pothead thing to do. Make the shells out of Doritos. You know who Taco Bell's audience is. When I was a kid, I used to only want the soft tacos. Now I think I prefer the hard ones. Especially now that they got the Doritos ones. I'm guessing that's a Pepsi product then, because Taco Bell's Pepsi, right? I guess if they have Mountain Dew, it is. Not sure if I ever had the Baja Blast one. But I've never been like a huge Mountain Dew person. Oh, I see it. Damn you, color blindness. Yeah, Mug has like a caramel like aftertaste that tastes really good. It's close to homemade root beer, although homemade root beer kind of has a bite to it. At least whenever we made it, is a bit stronger, like that root beer flavor. Mr. Pibbs. Yeah, I haven't had that in a while. Last I've had is Mug. I feel like there's a different one. What was that one that used to come in a glass bottle? Looked like you were drinking beer. We were kids. You were like, "Ooh, look what I got." Wow, that's beautiful. I love how they like have the colors bleed like that. Yeah, I don't come across that much either. Usually either see like barks or mug. I got a trophy. It's just all blue. Yeah, I really like this game's art style. I wish I wasn't ruining it with my ignorant commentary, but I'm kind of enjoying my little rants, to be honest. The colors are really vibrant in this game. I don't even think it uses HDR. Oh, I bet it's so good. You should get a different flavor, GB. Marinate it first overnight. I bet his house smelled like salmon for like days. Every time he had company over, somebody's like, "What the hell is that smell?" He's playing off cool, like, I don't know. Maybe something died between the floorboards. I need to get that checked out, knowing full well it came from that burger. I mean, it looked cool, but it didn't help me out that much. Now I gotta start from all the way to the beginning, or not. See what's over here. Yeah, I guess we're gonna need that. I don't know why I said that like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, but I did. Today's my birthday. Nobody remembers. Please make it. Thank you. Well, that didn't help much. What on earth are these little creatures? Please don't follow me. Usually the cute ones that are dangerous. Like see a poison dart frog. It's like, oh, he's so tiny and cute. Let's pick him up and handle him. Son of a bitch. Try that one more time. Or five. It just depends. Alright. So this isn't gonna be as responsive. A symphony of the night. But we got this. There we go. Please tell me I don't have to glide down there. Oh, I see the little rain kind of blended in. Look, it's the logo for Starfield. Okay, I don't know if I can swim, but it looks like I'm stuck here. I'm guessing you'll sink. Nope. I had a really cool combo going on, and then I screwed it up. Till what, that James Bond game? I'm losing track of things. Oh yeah. Hopefully that'll be fun. I'm like 3 more weeks for another day like today. Okay, that's a lot of orbs I currently need. How about I take a rain check? So close. There we go. Yeah, it's that Canadian rain. It's different. I imagine it would sound relaxing if it was like a light rain on a spring day or something. But yeah, it's pretty loud if it's torrential downpour. I used to work at this factory where I used to make t-shirt designs and print them. And since it was like a warehouse, like the roof was tin, it would be so loud when we'd get rain. Like you couldn't even have a conversation. Like be in the building and just be like, is this seltzer water? I bet. It's like already loud in like an insulated car if it like rains hard enough. So I imagine if it already makes it loud, it'd be loud as shit if it was like raining really hard. When I had a sunroof, I put the visor up to try to cancel out the noise a little bit. Oh, we exploring the world of Avatar? It's the bioluminescence. Look at it. Alright. Hope dinner's good. Talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by. I'm probably gonna have to leave soon too to take the dog out. She heard me. I saw the head pop up. She's doing her pre-stretch. I had to get stuck with the smart dog. The minute she heard dog and outside, you could almost hear, and then just one ear rose up. She's already bummed because the cat's laying on the couch. She has to be like all like pissy about it and lay on the floor and look upset. Like she can't share the other half of the couch with the cat. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Faye. What are you gonna do about it? Just look at me. Buddy. Not there. Thank you. You ready to go soon? Oh, you're talking with licks. Oh, you're gonna talk to me now. She doesn't bark with me, she just makes noises. She'll bark at strangers, but she'll just make high-pitched noises to me. Don't worry, buddy. We'll go out soon. Yeah, she'll do it on her own, but when she speaks with me, she like tries to talk. I don't know if she's trying to copy the cat or what. Because the cat will meow and get whatever she wants, so maybe that's why she does it. But my lab before Faye, like she would bark all the time, but Faye only barks like if I leave the house. So I have a nervous breakdown about that, or if there's like someone near the door talking and she doesn't know who they are. She knows I'm asking her because she'll like give me 5, sit. Like if I want her to get me the ball or whatever, she'll get her toy, bring it back, and hand it to me. I don't know. She just doesn't like barking at me. Maybe it's a respect thing. Let's pretend it's that. I've actually seen something like that. My cat just howls. And I think maybe that's why Faye makes the noises she does. Every morning it's like, ow, ow, ow. And then the dog's feet, she's dancing all around, so you hear the ticking of her claws hitting the ceramic. So like every morning I'm on like the slight verge of a nervous breakdown from all the stimuli. That sounds cool. Yeah, that'd be a pretty big deal. Like, if I ever got that number, I don't know if I'd celebrate, but I'd think about it. But yeah, I would be pretty stoked if I'd reach that number. Nice. I wish I could grill like that whenever I wanted to. I hate the fact they won't let us grill here. Otherwise, I'd probably be doing it every night. Well, that's weird. Was a SpongeBob has 2 layers of water? So that's how Bikini Bottom works with their ocean. Yeah, man, it always looks good and it always looks like you're having fun doing it. When I lived at home, I used to cook all the time outside. My mom really didn't eat like much red meat and stuff, so my dad would prefer me to cook the steaks. So it worked out. Well, this is unique. Yeah, I think my mom doesn't mind grilling. I think for her, she's scared to light the grill. But usually if I lit it, I just figured I'd grill too. And then she just cook inside. I believe I didn't even see those things flying there. They put all that effort into rendering that and drawing it out just so I could walk past it. Thing sounds like a compy from Jurassic Park. Next thing I know, there's going to be like 20 of them all over me. Yeah, I can imagine. I hope this isn't asbestos. Just for the weekend, though. After that, all bets are off. Oh, fiddlesticks. I guess I gotta go up there. Yeah. During simpler times. Like, I grew up where, yeah, you basically had to call people on the telephone, not even texting. Then everything went from, like, MySpace to Facebook, then it went to straight up texting. Now I don't know how people communicate anymore. Did we go back to talking? I don't think so, but I don't know. It's a confusing time. I guess Discord has kind of become a thing. I know some people consider like Snapchat and TikTok like a form of social media, but I don't know. How much can you get across in 15 seconds? Yeah, I have Facebook just mostly for family and like friends from a long time ago. Kind of depresses me how empty Facebook is now. I wouldn't even have one at all, like, if I still didn't know people on it, to be fair. Because I never go on it or use it for anything. Every once in a while, I'll check in to make sure I've kept up with everything and just see how people are. Yeah, messenger calls are good. I used to have a friend that used to keep in touch that way. All right, I'm probably gonna stop here. I have to use the restroom. Faye needs to use the restroom, so it's a good stopping point. But thank you so much for everyone who stopped by and watched the stream. Hopefully, it was mildly enjoyable, and hopefully, I'll see you all on the next one. Take care. Thanks again for stopping by. Talk to you all later. Yes, the Lou, and then Faye shortly after. But like, basically, outside is her Lou. The world's her oyster. I have to go to a specific place. Anyway, on that note, I'll see you all later.